I don't know if you guys have already read the terms of service of Midjourney, but if you read that, you probably will be shocked. Hey guys, I am Felipe Galvão and you are listening to the Human AI Experience.
On today's show, we have a special guest. He is a managing partner of Pé Grande, a multidimensional creative studio specializing in animation, illustration, and digital art based in Porto Alegre, Brazil. Graduated in visual design with an emphasis on marketing from ESPM Sul, postgraduate degree in digital game development from PUC-RS, and a summer course in innovation and futurism in IED Barcelona. He's also a teacher at Universo Expandido and PUC-RS, inspiring new generations of creatives, and manager of the Nimbo CG project, which aims to strengthen the community of computer graphics artists in Brazil. Without further ado, Felipe, welcome to the show.
Hello guys, always a pleasure. Listen this introduction like actually I look more important than I really am.
No, it's nice. Can you introduce yourself to the audience? Just talk a little bit about you.
Yeah, for sure. So I started on the animation market around 2010, maybe. Yeah, I think that's it. And then I was like totally immersed on the creativity marketing. After I graduated on design, I started to enter on the audiovisual market. And then I started this project that you said right now, CG. And man, the story basically is this project started to develop in my entrepreneur aspects. And then I found with my business partner, Gabriel Vedana, this animation studio called Studio Pé Grande. So basically, since 2010, I was always on the creativity marketing, doing animations and doing projects for the advertisement market.
So can you tell us a little bit more about Nimbo CG project? What were you doing there, and then why it was so inspiring for you?
Sure. We started Nimbo because I don't know if you know that, but artists, they have like I am talking this back to 2010. Okay, right nowadays is not this way that artists behave, but back then we don't have like so much network on this market. They artists started to develop like their expertise on painting, on illustration, on 3D modeling, but don't develop like the social aspect of it. I was working on the marketing for 2 or 3 years, and I didn't meet any artists on Porto Alegre, for example. So Nimbo started for this reason. We want to know other people. We needed to develop this network for artists. So this was the main objective of this project. We started to connect those artists and started to develop this network to change experience and make the connections, right? Yes. So right now we have like a lot of social media apps, so we don't need like this so much as we need back to 2010. So right now Nimbo works to how can I say that, to improve like the Brazilian arts on the market. So we just launch and we put like the Instagram for the artists to show their project, and the content nowadays is basically like more theoretical, like for art. Yeah, it's more like this. It's more theoretical and to show Brazilian works and Brazilian projects on it.
Yeah, so I can imagine back then, like with the missing a lot of those social channels to do networking and to meet different people and then learn from that. It was kind of hard. So it's really cool that actually you started an initiative to do that and gather all these people together, right?
Yeah, we knew each other. I remember that was basically when we was ending this project on this kind of stuffs, like we was ending this need create this network for Nimbus AG. Like we knew, I remember we knew I think 2014 on a gaming event, and back then Nimbu was almost done with those necessities, you know. So that event actually was how can I say that? Was we trying to renew like the brand of Nimbus CG, you know? So basically was that Nimbus CG was over with this attempt of create this network, because the market actually didn't need anymore.
Yeah, so basically the technology caught up and then you were connected anywhere. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Definitely.
What made you start your own animation company?
Oh, this is good. Yeah. Right now, I am director and owner of Pé Grande Animation. So this is a business that we have for 10 years right now. So was founded by me and Gabriel Vedana, that's my business partner, and both of us are directors and owners of it. So the fact is, we worked on animation markets since 2010, as I said on the beginning, but back then we thought that to have like this kind of project on Brazil, you know, this kind of art here, like animation project in Brazil, you need to have like, man, much more. I only say the bad word for it. Just let me try. Like I was.
You can say it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I can say like you need to have balls like for it. You know, you need to go for it. You need to want to expand. You know, and Porto Alegre is like a tiny city from the south of Brazil. So the market is extremely, small. And we started to feel, me and Gabriel, this need of, man, we need to go further. We need to go more. We need to develop like this stuff like abroad to the world, you know. So when you started to feel this thing, man, you need to have your own company, you know. You can't do this working for another company, working for another studio, because this is a feeling of an entrepreneur. Like, it's not a feeling for the artist. It's like a feeling that, man, I need to go further. You know, we need to go for it. So basically, this was the main fuel to ignite like this business, and actually is doing pretty well. We are right now in Brazil, for you to have like a business for 10 years, this is definitely a success. You know, there is a lot of issues to have a business here, like a lot of taxes, a lot of struggling thing. I will not even enter on the toxic place that is advertising marketing here in Brazil, about schedules and about budget. So I not say that, uh, but you need to go. You understand? So basically, this was the main intention to have like Pé Grande alive. You know?
Can I ask you something? Like, I really like your work. I think it's really professional, and we consider that the quality is like super high. You know, so you had a
Thank
really,
you.
really good product. Do you work? You said that you work in not only in our. We are both from the same city. We're both all of us from Porto Alegre. Do you work nationally and internationally, or is your market focused in Brazil
No,
only?
we are from the world right now. We work for any country that we can do. You know that we have already worked for China, for Jamaica, for Germany, United States, Argentina. Man, we go abroad. It's not only for Brazil. Because of because of this, if you only stay on Porto Alegre, for example, it's not that you can't have a business here. Definitely you can, but you will reach like a level that you can go for it. Like the kind of animation that we do right now, that is basically a triple A animation with a high standard quality, you can't do here on Porto Alegre, you know, because the budget don't reach this kind of quality. So you need to look for it.
How many people are in the studio working right now?
20 right now.
Oh, that's really cool. And I've followed your growth as a company because we know each
Yeah,
other
that's
for quite a long time.
yeah,
So
that's
I'm
nice.
really happy to see that you're, that Pé Grande just reached this level, and I mean,
Yeah.
well deserved because you put up a really good work.
Tamaringo was our first project.
Yeah,
For you
and just for
that are listening, yeah, we you are basically on like you don't know what we are talking about, but Tamaringo was a project that Daniel has about a game, right? I think that's it, right?
yeah.
And we developed the introduction of those games, like animation of a little monkey that need to run away from a fire. I think that's it. This is the story, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll put a link on the show notes for people to see.
It's a
It was
very
my
cool animation.
yeah. I'm super proud of it, and
Yeah, me too.
thanks for being part of that. So, because this is a podcast about AI, I'm
Yeah,
also
let's
really
go.
curious about how you see. Yeah, are you using AI on a daily basis? If yes, what kind of tools?
Yes.
And what is your relationship with it?
Okay, so I will start by how I am using AI right now, and I will talk personally, like just me with myself. Um, I have three screens on my workstation, right? One screen is just for ChatGPT, the the version 4 Turbo. That is the paid one. So for me, it's like right now is a must have. It's crazy because right now I don't see myself without it. It's really strange because I didn't have like ChatGPT 4. Uh, I have like for 2 months, like the paid one, like the 4 Turbo, and it's totally addictive. Like it is a little, is something that I am a little scared about because is my personal assistant. So I use it a lot. I used to give like insights as a director for Pé Grande. I use a lot like the image generative technology. So Midjourney, Comfy UI, DAWI, Stable Diffusion, all these tools I use to try to improve my feedbacks and try to visualize what I want to do. You understand? So these tools I use like a lot. And Studio Pé Grande, like Pé Grande Animation, right now use a lot of image gen, like Midjourney and Krea. I think this is the app. Yeah, Krea is a image enhancer that can enhance the quality of your image. So basically, we use Midjourney and Krea to start the pre-production. We don't use as our main delivery. We don't use like Midjourney as a delivery, but we use to start the pre-production. We have like some insights. We can pick like some ideas, and we started to make like a collage. Yeah, collage. I think that is a montage. Yeah, perfect. This word actually works better. And then we started to improve this potpourri, and we have like the pre-production. But you ask for my relation with it, and right now I think my relation is extremely extremely complex, because at the same time that I have good feelings about it, I almost hate it. It's like it's really difficult to me to understand what is my feeling about AI, because we have like a lot of ethics steps that put my place on a I don't know how to say that, but I am very confusing about what is going on with my feelings about this technology. It's really difficult to me to understand what I am feeling about it.
Yeah, well, they are they are quite impressive, right? Especially the latest evolution of the video generator ones. They're just getting really good. There are some of them that are just even for a fraction of seconds, it just sometimes just looks like it's just shot on a drone, for example. It's getting pretty good. So I understand, the feeling, right, of feeling a bit maybe threatened, or at least okay, what's is this gonna be generated like that maybe?
Yeah, my main feeling about that, and this is why I have this duality of it, is that you have all these amazing images and this amazing technology that is started to be really scary about the place that we are going to with all this. You can do like a full animation in 5 hours if you want to. I sent to you the study that I did. I did that on 5 hours with like I use it like Midjourney. I use a lot of tools, but I did in 5 hours like a minute animation. This is impossible to do on the marketing if you put like artists to make it. If you put like a whole studio structure.
Tato?
Felipe, so the video that you were talking about is about the monk that you created and shared on LinkedIn, is it?
Yeah. That video.
Can you explain a little bit how was your process doing? We can attach in the show notes here the video, so
definitely
can see what you're talking about.
Definitely, I can talk about it. This is a good question, because this will make like more understandable my confusion about my feelings about AI, because the main idea of this animation, if I can call it animation. I don't think that is animation, but the main idea of that video was an idea that I had, like, man, on the university, man, was long time ago that I have this idea that, man, would be nice if I have animation of a monk that was banished to the hell, to the seven hells, and then the monk started to fight with the hell bosses and started to climb the hell levels, and on the end the monk discovered that actually he liked all the fights and all the killing, and then he realized that maybe I am the seven bosses of the hell, So this was an idea that I had, man, a long time ago, and I never had the chance to produce it because it was extremely difficult to produce. You need to have like simulation, you need to have like a full animation, we need to have like environments on 3D. This is actually a extremely high budget animation to produce it, at least the way that I want to. So this month I started to study Runway, the video generator, and well, let's try to produce like the seven house video on this tool. And then I started to develop the main images of the animation on Midjourney, and I found like the main character that I want, like I found the monk on Midjourney, and then I started to produce the other shots only on Midjourney. So I had like 3 or 4 main images of it. Then on Midjourney, on Runway, I did a image to video. So I put the image and I prompt the camera, and I prompt like the micro facial expressions, and then I had the video, right? So with that, I started to post production on After Effects, and I emphasized like some expressions on post production on After Effects. I did like I did like a lot of things on After Effects. It was not only AI, I put like my hand on it, I work on it. Then when I saw the first pass of the video, I needed to explain the whole story. So the beginning of it, the whole Egyptian part, I did on DAWI, on ChatGPT actually, because it was very easy. You just needed to say, "Hey ChatGPT, I need this," and then the ChatGPT generate all the beginning, the introduction. Then I go with Midjourney and Runway, and the audio that you have, I produce on Suno. That is a prompt to audio, and how can I say the voice?
The voiceover.
The voiceover.
Narrator's voice.
Yeah, was produced on Artlist. That is pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. So basically, this was the man making of Seven House,
Yeah, if you would like to quantify how long would it take and how many people would it take if Pé Grande would do that animation, can you give an estimate just for us to compare 5 hours versus?
Man, a lot. Months and months and high budget. I think maybe work on, if we receive like this video as a briefing to produce, I would estimate like 5-8 months of production, like, but I am definitely, I am sure that the result would be much better, much better. Probably you can reduce this estimation. Like I will like going high on the estimation, but probably you can go maybe 4 months, you know. But that is a lot of simulation, and this is always have issues on the production stage, you know.
Yeah. And for example, this do you think this could be the new storyboard way, or something that you can, for example, use just to as an ideation to sell to a client, for example? Then you can do in 5 hours something to just
This
sell the.
well, this is one of the problems that I have with AI, that it's too easy to produce something. Like it's too easy to produce anything. It's too democratic, the technology, right? So this is already happened, Matthew. We receive like a lot of briefings with a mid-journey image that is amazing, like high standard, with amazing hair, and oh my god, this is what I want. Now you needed to produce it. Man, this is extremely expensive to produce it. You can't do this, you know? So this is something that is starting to go started to be extremely natural on this time. We receive like a lot of briefings with Midjourney, with Runway, and you needed to code something that is almost impossible to realize, you know. So it started to generate like frustration on the client. It started to generate frustration on the audiovisual studios, because we are almost how can I say that, we are putting like the bar too high on a realistic budget that the clients have. This is one of the problems, you know, because right now, if you, I truly think that AI have three main problems to started to be full democratic to the whole advertising market. I think that we have three problems right now. The first one is control. The second one is consistency, and the third one is regulation. So this first two, the control and consistency, you already can like have on AI. If you work on Comfy, for example, you can have consistency and you can have control. But Comfy is not a beginner tool for play with, you know. The most professionals don't understand how Comfy works. So what you receive on the briefing is an amazing image, and the common thing that we receive is, hey, we have this image, we needed to have like more poses of it. You understand? We needed to replicate this image to have more pose. Like, hey, I have this image, but now I need to have control. But how can you code something like that? How can you estimate like the budget for it? Because you need to do like the whole process. You need to do the whole work to produce that image. And the client don't see that. The client see that, man, I have already have the image. It's just to copy that, you know?
Yeah, it's basically like there's a lot to unpack here, because I think it's quite interesting what we're coming into. But so basically, AI is basically ruining expectations of clients of things
Definitely
that are possible to actually execute, and then they come with something that it's generated by these tools, and they are asking for you to just take that and turn it at 360 or make
Definitely.
it dense, but they don't acknowledge that that's just basically a flat image with pixels. That's not a 3D model, it's not rigged, and etc. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done for that to be actually turn into a real production piece, right?
Yeah, and cause you have like all those tools, like I will use Midjourney as an example. Cause you have like Midjourney basically set as default to produce like realistic images, you always have an amazing quality of image. So you, man, sometimes you have like a limited budget to make a character, right? So the first thing that you can do to reduce the budget is replace like the hair, the simulated hair, for a model hair. And it's good also, you can have like a good character with model hair. But Midjourney will always put like the simulated hair, always put like a perfect hair, and this automatically increase the code, like the budget, the price for it. And how can you can explain that to client that have with a high expectation on the project that they already realize and have the full image on the screen is extremely complex, the way that we are going to with AI, you know?
Yeah, I'm an architect, so I work a lot with 3Ds, and it's I work a little bit with Confi AI just to try, you know, the stable diffusion and everything, and the kind of images it generates, as you said, like it can create high expectations. But the project is way more complex than just an image. So, for example, if you see a facade and the context that is generated, it's totally different from what you need to do it in the background, you know. So you need to do a lot to transform that in reality. And I know how a struggle can be, like to do a character, you know, on 3D from an image. It's
Definitely is extremely complex. You know? It's not so easy, you know.
There's a reason why visual effects for movies just takes most of the production time, right? Because it takes a lot of time to do these things. It takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of skills, and so it's interesting.
Computer machines.
Huh?
Computer power, you know, to, for example, the hair, as he was exemplifying. The hair, probably you have many different. If you have a realistic hair, every part of the hair needs to move.
You have a lot of guides.
Yeah.
Wow, it's yeah. There's a big gap between, you know, getting a static image and expect that to turn into something that it's not, right?
Yeah, you know what I think that is going to happen. I think that when we broke like those three barriers that I said, like when we broke the control, consistency, and regulation, I think that the small business started to produce like a lot of images, like tons of it, a lot. Like you will enter on the market, man, Father's Day, Midjourney, you know, Mother's Day, Midjourney, and I think this will happen like a lot. But when you see artificial image, you know that is not like something that was produced by artists. You know that you still know that is a artificial image, and you by default you always have like the same craft on it. You always have the same look and feel on the image. So I believe that in some years we will have like the same place for whole business. Like, how can I say this in English? Let me just pasteurized. Okay, so I really think that the art will be like pasteurized, will be all the same. And then with this lack of craft, lack of like personalization of the project, I think the craft will be more valuable, on this place, because all the market will have like the same image. So if you can produce something individual, if you can produce something with a different look and feel, probably this will be more valuable than the artificial intelligence generation.
So basically, we're missing the human emotion or the human touch behind that, right? And you notice that if you look at a generated image from Midjourney, for example, that has these aesthetics that are basically common to all image generated AI image generated, because you identify that it's not made by a human, it's almost instantaneously put you into a, you look at it with lesser eye, you're missing like the artist's emotion while doing that.
Yeah.
So I understand what you mean.
We are losing craft. The craft is going away with all these things.
But on the other hand, like what I can see, like from your animation, I feel that I couldn't do that. For example, I'm not a 3D artist as you are. Like you are an animator, you have a lot of experience, so you have the eye that I don't have. For example, if I want to do a similar monk video, for example, that you created, I'll probably have a lot of problems, and because you have all this experience in the trained eye, you created something that it's astonishing. Like I was really impressed with the result.
Well, definitely, and this is why the market can be pasteurized, because I could do that video with 10 years on animation company, but this is something that for sure will not put on the count of a small business, If you can generate something in 1 hour, probably this is okay. This is okay. This will works, and this is why I think this pasteurization of projects will happen. But at the same time. And this is why I am so conflicted by my feelings about it. At the same time, this technology gives you the power to realize like creations that you couldn't realize before, So how can you deal with that? You have the power to improve like the creativity of yourself, but probably causing problems to the future. So it's a really conflict that you have on this stage, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a paradox.
Definitely.
Because at the same time, there's a lot of talk about AI democratizing creative art or creative works, right? So, like you said, maybe it would give somebody that only has an idea but don't have the budget or never will ever be possible to actually realize that, and then all of a sudden you can. I mean, there's a lot of limitations. The result of the experience and having an eye for it will also determine the quality, but at the same time you could basically create something, right?
Yeah.
It gives access to more people, and maybe with time, more people will also value that more.
And the paradox actually is more complex than that, because you have all the database of those generator of those AI gens. All the database was not regulated. All the database was in a dirty way, like was robbed basically, right? So you have like the artists that generate the artists that make like a good illustration, put on the internet. Then you have like those tools that pick that illustration, put on the database, and you have like the client generation like the same art, basically the same art of of that guy for free. So the paradox for me started on that point. You have an all-regulated database that basically uh, can do whatever you want, with not like credit the artist, with not credit the guy that make this possible. So this is a paradox from the beginning. You know, it's really difficult to understand what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Do you want to say
yeah.
something, Tateo?
No, it's just when I ask like I see that you are in this, and I have the same feeling like it's still a gray area. Like a lot of things are in the gray area, and then you don't know if you can definitely, for example, take a picture straight from the source from Midjourney and use it if you are not like having some copyright issues. And how do you envision like the use of AI like in Pé Grande? Like do you have how are you envision for the next years, or do you have any plan to implement AI in your the daily basis in the company?
Well, we already do. We already put like these tools on our pipeline, but just for uh, idealized how the pre-production could be. Like, we don't use this as a final image, never. We have like a lot of, we use basically Midjourney as a reference uh, tool. Like, instead of look for images on Pinterest or Google, we started to generate like a lot of images on Midjourney to make the search of for reference more easier. But we don't use this as a final image, because right now, well, we have like a lack of regulation. So this is something that make it possible to those tools to make the database um, man the way that they want. So the lack of regulation make this possible. But in the other hand, the lack of regulation put the whole market on this gray area that you don't understand what is possible to do or not. I don't know if you guys have already read the terms of service of Midjourney, but if you read that, you probably will be shocked about what they put on terms of service. Basically, you don't have uh, you don't have copyright of anything that you create on Midjourney. All the copyright is from Midjourney. So actually, how can you deal with that on the professional market, right? How can you put like the final image of Midjourney on the on an outdoor or something like that? Because the copyright is not yours. This is not licensed. I don't know. I don't know.
And it's actually shared with everyone, isn't it? You can, if you enter in the website, you see all the
Yeah,
images generated by
yeah,
us.
it's shared. You can remix the image. You can do whatever you want if you paid for it. If you paid, I will use an example that was that happened a few days ago here on. Okay, I was to a market and was Father's Day, and the image was clearly generated by Midjourney. Clearly, man, it's extremely easy to take a picture of that image, put on your browser or something like that, search for this image on database, on Midjourney database, and you can use it. You can remix, you can do wherever you want, and that, man, you agree with that when you checked the terms of service for Midjourney, you know. But man, no one read the terms of service. No one. I read because I gave like workshops of it. I talk a lot of artificial intelligence, so I am curious about it. So I read the whole thing. But man, you needed to understand that. Okay, this is cool. This is actually extremely fascinating. This technology, but it's not so. It's not so good as you think you are. I mean, calm down. You can't, like just. Oh my God! I make like a amazing image right now, and I will put like on the television. I will put on all the magazines that I want. Man, I can just pick this image and do whatever I want. So this is good? I don't think so.
So I want to move on to talk a little bit about the workshops you're teaching. You mentioned that you've been doing some workshops abroad. Can you just explain where are you doing, how you're doing?
We started with this demand here on Pé Grande. So at the beginning, basically no one knew Midjourney, we started to just have an introduction of this tool to our partners, like advertisement agencies and our partners. And on the workshop, I introduced the tool, like, hey guys, this is Midjourney, and Midjourney can do all those amazing things, and this is how you do it. But at some point I just stopped and, hey guys, this is the terms of service of Midjourney. You can do all the amazing thing, but also you can basically lose the project that you want if Midjourney decided to look for you, So the workshop works basically as that. I introduced the tool. I started like to teach how can you create something on Midjourney, but I put like the cards on the table. Like I explained that this is how they deal with the project that you are creating. So basically, this is why you should not use as your final image, okay? Because you don't have like any regulation about it.
Yeah, we spoke in some of the other episodes here, but there's like some agencies using generative models, but we saw that they use in different parts of the process. Some of them are using in the creative a bit of on the pre-production. So basically you're coming up with some ideas, so it's pretty good to generate a lot of concepts, but then you should stop there, and then because you don't have the rights to use it on your final images, and then you just go and produce that with somebody else, right? But at least it gives you some idea on at least on the conceptual side. And some other cases people are using in the research phase, so trying to summarize, collect information, generate mood boards and so on.
We do for both, actually. We do a lot of for treatments for the creativity DAX, the creative DAX, the treatment that you need to produce to want the job. So the treatment we use like the image to visualize how can you do that. And as I said, for research of reference, we use like that.
When you're teaching these workshops, when you put the terms of service in front of everybody, what is the reaction you get?
They are shocked. Like, is it pretty funny because the workshop have a escalation of expectation, you know. So I started with the introduction. Oh, that's nice. Oh my god, that's pretty nice. Oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, I am fascinated about it. Then I read the terms of service. Oh no, you know, they go like extremely low. Like, oh my god, they were, man. Some people started be a little sad actually with the terms of service, because is the truth, right? It is extremely nice, but not so nice. It's cool, but not cool.
What I have seen, like at least in the architecture offices, they're using a lot of stable diffusion, and they're creating their LoRa's, you know, so they are feeding the AI with their own database, so it tends to generate things related to your work and to your previous work. Do you think that's maybe it's the future, like to use
I don't
something
know.
that you have more control?
I tried to do that. Um I think we are not on that level yet. Maybe I tried to make like a LoRa only with our work, to have like the static of Pé Grande, but with no success. But well, probably this could happen. You know, you have your own database, so the copyright is yours from the beginning. Maybe this is a solution. Yeah.
In these workshops that you're basically teaching Midjourney, and you're doing a little bit more of a provocation as well, right? To just bring people's expectations, giving people's expectations a grounded reality, that you can do all these wonderful things, but at the same time you don't own it.
Definitely, yeah. Uh, I think this is something that we don't have right now, because, well, we have a lot of influencers, artificial intelligence influencers. We have a lot of amazing videos on YouTube, and they always show the good part of it. You know, you don't have like people talking about the bad parts of it, and how it works for real. You know, so this is something that we put it on the workshop, because we think that, man, this is important to talk about. It's not so, it's not so easy. Come down. Imagine this is something that I am struggling with for some time. But imagine if you have a client like Coke or Campbell's, like a big client, you know. Imagine that you have like an extreme NDA on your back, like a full NDA that you can't produce anything, you can share anything on the production level, blah blah blah. Imagine if you use Midjourney and the company knows that all this thing, man. If you have like a big NDA, probably this will ruin your business, you know, because you have a giant client that don't accept this kind of misunderstanding. Man, they will go for it, you know. You receive like a sue that probably will, man, take your clothes off. So we needed to be responsible about how to use it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that every time that they regulate stuff, they put the responsibility on people that are using. So the
Definitely.
tools are just being, out of
Definitely. Midjourney have a part on the terms of service that they said exactly the same thing that you said right now. They said, hey, you are using this tool this is your responsibility. If someone sue us and this cost us money, we go for you. Man, they said that on the terms of service. So, hey, I give you the power. You need to be full responsible of how to use it. No, it's not like that, man. Come on, you are earning money. Like you have responsibility of it too. It's not only on my back.
Like Facebook mentioning that they don't want the content that people post in there. Like, well, but it's in your platform, right? So you,
Is
in
your
theory,
input,
you're
definitely.
allowing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest question mark in terms of regulation for tech industry, right? So it's a big discussion point. I think we're reaching the end of our episode, but I want to finalize with just talking a little bit about the future and the impact of AI in creative industry. So, how do you envision the role of AI in the creative industry over the next decade? How do you see that going?
Well, I basically already said that I think we will have this pasteurization of art. I truly think that. I think the next decade we will have like a lot of AI business that will only focus on AI gen, like only generate AI movies and all the stuffs. So this is a part of market that we don't have yet. Probably this will grow, and the craft studios will need it to understand that they are missing out like a piece of this cake, So probably the craft studios will start to implement more and more AI on the workflow. But I truly believe, and maybe this is a positive way to think about it, that the craft will prevail like 10 years from now on the future. I think that when you have like how can I say this in English? Okay, when you have a scarcity, like when you have a shortage of something, this started to be more valuable, right? So if you have like the scarcity of craft, probably this started to be more valuable on the future. So this is what I think that is going to happen. Okay. So this is something, and the other one is that we'll have like an overflow. We'll have like, how can I say that? We'll have like so much content, like too much, like more than we can deal with, because the technology will provide it. So in my mind, I truly think that it's possible in 10 years. Netflix have hey, generate your movie, then you prompt, I want to see a fantasy movie with a dragon and a princess, and this movie should have 1 hour and 10 minutes. Loading, play. I think this will happen too. So you have like too much content, like so much content, that probably you will create like a repulse of something like that. Man, this is too much, come on. And then in 10 years from now, maybe you have like the I don't know how to say this in English, the plateau, like you have the stabilization of AI, like the excitement of it will go low, the expectation of it will go low, and probably this will make the market more stable,
Probably when you said about the Netflix, in the terms of service, they will say that this is not owned by you, but it will be owned by Netflix,
Yeah,
just to make a joke.
yeah, definitely.
And
Probably.
but I do believe in what you say, and I feel that even though we have a lot of technology, the craft or the creation, the artists will be unique, and what we generate with AI is always the past, so it's not nothing new. So the new ideas will always come, and be different in a way. So I think that the differentiation will always win, let's say.
Nice. Yeah.
I share the same. I also believe that we're going to have like a standardization, like you said, pasteurization of the whole visual style. Everything is going to look the same. And then suddenly it's going to, real, or not real, but like art made by humans, the whole craft will get back to it into the spotlight, because that's where you can actually shine. And I think you can make a parallel with the art world, right? So if you think about that, an artist have two ways of monetizing their work. They can sell a print, or like 100 copies of the same artwork, and then they can sell the original. The original will always be more expensive because there's only one. The copies it's mass product, so you cannot charge the same as you charge for the original artwork. So I think at some point we're going to get to that. People will start valuing what is not randomly generated.
Yeah,
but that's my
scarcity.
Assumption, right? Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another view, I think the tools, they can help. Like, for example, if they're implemented like Photoshop, they created their own AI, so you can improve the work that you're already doing. So I think that more and more the softwares that we're using, they will include more AIs that will make our work better in that softwares. So I think maybe that's one of the pathways of the future, like not only like generated in the tool and then passed through another tool to animate it and stuff. So
This is something that I am a little afraid of, actually, because at least in Brazil we already have this kind of behavior on advertising market that the schedule is always tiny, is always something that you need to run to produce it. So this is something that I think that will be worst on the futures. That is my fiancé. Okay. So this is something that I am afraid of, because probably, as I mentioned on the beginning, I think this word don't have in English, like the sobrinho, the how can I say
son-in-law, nephew. I think it's nephew.
Yeah, no, the nephew word happened,
Yeah.
but the thing that happens on Brazil, that hey, my nephew can do this. Why you are doing this so expensive? So I believe that this will happen much more. Like, man, I produced this image on Midjourney in 5 minutes. Why you are why you put like this 3 months of production? So I think this will start it from now on. Like this year will start. So, and this is only possible because you have this democratization of those tools. But well, I don't know. That's it.
This is a pretty much cultural thing. Like it always happened like that.
It's extremely
when you were telling
cultural.
us.
I truly believe that this is something from Brazil. I think the abroad they don't have like this culture that we have here.
Our Brazilian listeners will definitely relate to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
To wrap up, I would like to just finalize with just what advice would you give to creative professionals who are starting out now, or who are hesitant to work with AI or
Man, go for it. Like study. Started to study. Started to understand. You don't need to like AI. You know, you don't need to think that's a good thing, or think that or love the technology. I don't. You know, I have like this mixture of feelings about it. I don't like the way that this start. I am extremely uncomfortable of using it because you have all this ethical problems on the database. But this has happened, right? This has happened. This is something that is going on. This is something that started 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we are talking about 2022. Midjourney started 2 years ago, and man, the evolution is exponential. We can produce like man video right now. So you needed to understand that this is happen. Like this is something that started to be more and more reachable to everyone. So if you don't understand, if you don't study about it, at some point you will miss it. You know, at some point you will be like, oh my god, how can I compete with the same guy that understands this technology? If I am an artist, if I am an art director, okay, how can I compete with the art director that use Midjourney on the workflow? It's almost impossible. You can't. Like you don't have arms to do it. You don't have like the same, how can I say that? The same flow that the guy that using something that generate an image for you. So, man, even though you don't like it, you needed to study it. I truly believe that.
I think that's we're in the same page. I think we created this podcast to kind of demystify this, to people do not be afraid because, yeah, as you mentioned, like it's happening. So
It's
we need
happening.
to understand and make it use the best way possible, to embrace somehow and then try to make our workflows better and more efficient. So I feel that we totally agree with this with your statement.
awesome. So, Felipe, thank you so much for joining us here at the show. Where people can find you online?
Well, you can track our work on Instagram, Pé Grande Animation. So this is probably the main social media that I have. But you can track me myself on fgalvs on Instagram or Felipe Galvão on LinkedIn. I pretty like LinkedIn, so I use it a lot. And if you want like some art, or if you want Brazilian art, you can go to Nimbu CG on Instagram. Also, this is a pretty good project, so you can search for it.
If you're interested in how AI is evolving and how you can introduce it in your life or your work, subscribe to the podcast in our favorite podcast service and follow us for more. If you have any questions for us, you can reach out to us at hello@humanAIXP.com or connect with us on Instagram at hellohuman or connect with us on Instagram at humanAIXP. Thanks for listening. See you next week.